Hi guys, my name is Ery. You can call me Miss Fairy. Welcome to my channel. This goes back to the core of what I've been saying, which is today I'm going to be talking about ways that you can become the student that you want to be, the student that you envision yourself being, and different ways that you can do that. That journey and process is going to look entirely different for each person, and I think that that is sometimes the most fun, is personalizing that journey. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first things that I would definitely say you need to do when becoming the student that you want to be is first and foremost, stop just thinking about it and planning to do the work and get into the work. A lot of times that can be the hardest part. It is so easy to sit at home and watch a billion of these how-to videos and method videos and tips and tricks videos, but never actually pick up a pen, get the paper, or go get the app, download the app, go get the device, what have you and whatnot, and actually get to it. So that is my first recommendation. You're gonna have to start doing the work. It's also gonna be really, really hard for you to figure out what works best for you if you're not doing the work. A lot of times I like to say that building a study plan, figuring out what type of student you are, is very, very similar to figuring out your aesthetic and your body type and seeing what type of clothes, what type of vibe fits you. There can be two twins with astronomically different aesthetics. And if they wear those outfits, the way that they express themselves when wearing those outfits is going to be different. And so that's the same way your studying is. Build the same type of aesthetic that you do for your closet and how you carry yourself. Build that same type of confidence and aesthetic for your studying habits. If you've ever done that before, you know that the process of finding out what works best for you is only going to happen by going out there and exploring different things, trying different things, seeing what works and what doesn't. So really just organize yourself, build out a very concrete idea of what you're wanting to end up doing and where you're wanting to end up being, and sort of build everything else around that. Another thing I would say is don't be afraid of making mistakes. The most fun part of building your toolbox, building that closet for yourself, and figuring out what works best is trying out the different things and seeing what crazy ideas are out there, and really making it personalized, really making it unique, customizing it to your liking. There's so many mnemonics and processes that I have found that work explicitly for me. And people have said, how do you remember that? And I tell it to them and I'm like, hey, it's how I remember it. And if that's how you're going to have to remember it, if it works for you, then it works for you. A lot of times my motto in life is, if you like it, I love it. And I go with that. So the next thing I would say you need to be doing after you've sort of built an idea for yourself and you've started putting everything to work is finding out what resources, tools, and methods work best for you. Obviously, that's part of that process. But in doing that, do not forget about the resources and support that you have available to you. Don't forget about the resources and support that you have available to you. If you are somebody that is physically going onto your campus, there are so many resource centers that are available oftentimes on campuses. Anything from equipment loans, if you're needing some type of device, an iPad, a computer labs, there's tutors, there's learning centers. There's also even a lot of times like study workshops that they do on campus. So really just don't be afraid to get out there and see what your school has to offer. If you're somebody who's doing school online, that's even cooler. See what type of Zoom workshops they may have. See if they have any supplemental instruction that they offer before your classes for those really, really hard ones. We oftentimes talk ourselves out of doing something or think ourselves out of doing something before we actually get out there and start doing it. Don't let that anxiety and that worry deter you from reaching out to people that you think could be really, really good help and support for you. Building your own study group is also really, really amazing. A lot of times in these super hard classes, you start to become like a little family, and you are going through this super, super hard, troubling time together, banding together. And so if there is somebody that you've been sitting to often when you go to class and you just so happen to see their first name on their paper beside you, say, hey, can I get your number? Do you mind if I get your number? And we maybe, like, if I have questions about what's going on in class or when the homework is due, and then slowly building up from there and doing that with 3 people. Next thing you know, you have a little study group that you could probably reach out to. And maybe if one of those 3 people reach back out and says, yeah, let's go and find a little table and study, you have a study buddy for that semester. And that is sometimes how the most unique, long-term, and best friendships are made. For me, when it came to finding fun ways to do free brain work, ways that I could keep myself in that like school mindset, in that resilient student mindset, in that I'm on top of it mindset, was by making Quizlets for myself that I could do during my free time throughout the day. Whenever I'm sitting in an elevator or I'm sitting in a doctor's office and I don't know what to do with myself, but I don't have anybody to text, I'm going to start doing my Quizlet test or my Quizlet learning. Purpose games is also really good, especially if you're in the medical field. Purpose games is a really fun thing to do during your free time. Professors on YouTube, oftentimes, there's a lot of college professors in these harder classes, anything from history to A&P, that will make review videos where they'll ask you questions, they'll give you different examples, and you can kind of follow along that way. If you're someone who likes things a little bit more personalized to you, I'm not a huge AI fan, but Notebook LM is a processor or platform that I recently came across this semester, and it has been pretty good. It allows you to only upload information that you're putting into it rather than sourcing from the web in general. So you can actually upload your own notes to it, ask it to make you a podcast, ask it to make you quizzes, ask you to make you slide decks, pictographs, and anything. Really just anything. It's one of those that I think if you are somebody that's wanting to, or you are an AI person and you're wanting to be able to use that or transfer that over into your higher education, Notebook LM is really, really good for making sure that the source and the information that you're getting is directly what you're learning, not just from the general out there world, because we know there's a lot of that. Asking it to make me mnemonics this semester was one thing that I found very, very interesting. Building up stories for yourself, personalize your educational experience. Everything that you're learning, everything that you're taking in is going to stick much, much better if you personalize it for yourself, if you make it something that you can recognize, that you can highlight and just see automatically on the page. So building that up is a really, really good way of being able to so that I feel like is a good way of being able to personalize your school experience. The last thing I would say for free brain work is the alarm clock quizzes. So I like to do this. This is a very interesting type of thing. You can do this with the reminders as well if you don't want to do alarm clocks, but go in your clock or whatever app that you use, reminders or your clock app, go into your clock or reminders app, put in a question. I normally would do like 5 of them throughout the day, And just like randomly throughout the day, it would send me a question and I have to answer it right then at that moment as best as I can. And so then I'm constantly leaving information back in my brain looming that I can just grab from. And so that is a lot of times how you see students be able to come to class, and they're just seems like they just know the answer or know the question before it's even asked. Leaving that information in the back of your brain ready to be pulled from at any time is the secret. I feel like I think that has truly been able to change my education and learning experience, making sure that when I'm studying, when I'm taking in this information, that I am actually encoding it, and that I am being able to adapt and how I'm reasoning with that information. I truly believe that by creating this free brain work and having this information just looming in the back of my mind and being prepared, it feels like, to answer a question at any time has really been a huge difference for me as a student this semester. I was able to answer questions quicker. I was able to feel more confident, more prepared. I was able to walk in and out of a test feeling good. That was one of the most empowering moments of my entire semester. And I truly think that by letting the information sit and kind of ruminate helps that so much. And I think that active learning is a huge part of that as well. But at the end of the day, no matter what, I think it is most important to not forget that hypothalamus. Don't forget to recharge that brain of yours. Oftentimes will rub my head and say, I love my brain and I want to take care of this brain. This is the brain I need to be working and functioning properly to be able to pull all this information, to be able to hold all this information. So that rest and digest is so important. It is so important to make sure you know when to stop, put your book down, take a moment, and just breathe for a second. Breathe through it all. It's going to be okay. The work you're doing is hard work, and it's good work. It's going to pay off. The longer that you do it, the more consistent you become with it. These habits are going to form. These bad habits, good habits, processes that we do, we didn't form these things overnight. And so it's not going to be reframed, reestablished, or reformed overnight, where it takes time. And so being consistent and really just getting into it over time, eventually, I promise you will end up where you are meant to be. You can do these hard things. You will make it through this. You can do this. Take your time, take a deep breath. It's okay. Just like me right now, you're going to make mistakes. You may flub up a word here or there. You may forget to put a period or a comma in the right place. But that's okay. The fun is in the journey, the process. It's not where you're ending up. All of our memories are made along the way. That's the most fun part. And so I hope that you guys are enjoying your summer. I hope that you are getting excited for going into the fall semester. I'm hoping to make as many of these videos as I can. So that I can help get people prepared and excited, motivated for the fall semester this year. I'm really excited for it personally. I think that there's some really good things that we're going to have going on this year. Everybody is needing some good positive energy going into this fall semester. So again, my name is Ery. You can call me Miss Fairy. It was so lovely having whoever's here with me here today, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great one. Bye. Oh, sorry. 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 Hello there, world, and all who inhabit it. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's definitely back up.